Today we're leaving our mooring after spending a few days at Monkey Beach on Tioman Island, Malaysia. This is exactly the kind of place we dreamed about when we decided to buy a sailboat. But just a few months ago we honestly weren't sure Borealis I would ever get us here. When we bought her we knew she wasn't going to be perfect. The survey pointed out plenty of things that needed attention and we expected to spend some time getting her ready. What we didn't expect was that we'd find once we started opening lockers, pulling panels apart, and actually using the boat, every repair seemed to uncover another surprise. But instead of giving up, we rolled up our sleeves and got to work. One of the first surprise issues we had to deal with started in the middle of the night when one of the toilets backfilled. And when I checked things out in the morning, I discovered that the holding tank it went to had tipped over because of two things. One, it had only been held up by a little piece of thin-walled PVC pipe, and two, never properly mounted on the wall, and it had filled up because there was a fossilized layer of toilet paper that must have been there since the Jurassic period that was never going to let it drain. And there was no mention of this sort of issue in the survey. And so I had to take the tank out, clean out that fossilized layer of toilet paper, remount it properly. David and I remounted it with proper bolts in the proper spaces, and then we had to replumb all the toilets, not only on that side but on the other side, so they each had their own individual line that went to the top of the holding tank with a proper siphon break.
Mom, it really stinks down here.
Well, what did you do?
I didn't do anything. It just smells like a fresh dump.
Okay, well, did you take a fresh dump?
No. Can you call Dad?
Andy,
What?
can you check this out?
I gotta go, I'm in the engine room.
Okay.
Come now?
Yes.
Alright, give me a minute. What's going on?
I don't know. Alex is saying something smells bad.
Where?
I don't know. That's down near him.
Oh my goodness, it smells terrible. Hang on, let me check it out. Oh, good lord, the freaking holding tank has fallen over and it's full. Another issue is one by one, each of the toilets started having issues. And they weren't all the same issues, they were different issues. In one case, the impeller looked like somebody had stuck a dinner fork down there and broken off all the blades, so it made a whole bunch of noise but didn't move any contents. Several of the toilets had terrible wiring that was household grade connections, and in one case in particular they hadn't even used tape. They'd wrapped around what looked like streamers from a birthday party that didn't even have any sticky stuff on them, so it didn't work at all and everything was corroded. And so one by one we worked through the toilets to get them working, and now we have 3 out of the 6 toilets working, which is plenty for us, and we'll fix the others as we go along.
Remove that. Dig it out. That's not.
That's not very good, is it?
And also this right here, it's actually weight. I could just. I can guarantee you that this wire right here is that household wire.
Yeah.
Same ones that they always put on this boat.
Well, look at the tape.
Well,
It's not even tape. I don't know what it is.
Exactly my point.
Oh yeah, there it is. When we moved on to the watermaker and removed the cover to the compartment it was in, we discovered that the bolts holding it to the platform had literally rusted through, and the pump and the motor were laying over on their sides. And that was pretty easily fixed with getting some new stainless steel lag screws. And we also discovered that the feed pump that goes to the high pressure pump was not a saltwater rated pump, it was a freshwater pump, and it completely seized. And then 10 days into our trip to Thailand, both the brine line and the high pressure feed line split and sprayed water all over the compartment, which we had to take care of as well.
And once again, we have a problem with our watermaker, and it seems like it's a never-ending story with this watermaker. And this time the problem is a start capacitor and the start relay has gone bad. So we removed the pump, as you can see.
Another problem was from the first time we stepped onto the boat, the steering didn't work. And the wheel would spin and there'd be no response. So we had to drive it from Reback Marina over to Northland using the 2 throttles to steer the boat, which is fine in the short term. But even after we had the hydraulic team at Northern Shipyard look at it, give us the all clear when they put us back in the water and we started going up to Talaga, again the steering would just not respond. We'd spin the wheel and we'd be driving up the bay like it was my grandmother driving. So that ended up being a combination of things, including the rams needed to be rebuilt, there was leaks in the system, and there was a broken stem on the bypass valve, all of which combined to give us no steering. And one of the other big problems was the wiring throughout the boat was not up to marine standards, and in many places they'd use, just about all places they'd use instead of marine connections, they'd used household connections, they'd used non-marine wire, and there'd been a lot of hands on it and a lot of wiring replaced without the old wire ever removed. So David has done a lot of work after talking to an electrical engineer and getting some guidance from him on pulling out this huge snarl of dead wire and doing new wire runs with proper tinned marine wire and proper marine grade wire connectors.
There are moments in life that quietly tell you you've crossed a line and there's no going back. This is one of those moments. For months we'd been repairing systems, replacing parts, and solving one problem after the other. Some days it never felt like we'd even get to the point where we could simply enjoy the boat. But peeling off the name Kimberly Cat and replacing it with Borealis I felt different. We weren't just changing the name. We were making her part of the family. We also added a form-line drawing of a jumping orca as a tribute to Prince of Wales Island, Alaska. That's where we raised our family, built our home, and learned to solve problems because there often wasn't anyone else to call. Those years shaped who we are, and now a little piece of home is sailing with us wherever Borealis I takes us. Looking back, I'm actually grateful we didn't know how much work this boat needed. Because if we'd known everything waiting for us, we might have never had the courage to begin. Instead, we just tackled one problem at a time, and somewhere along the way, this stopped being a boat we bought and became our home. With the mast back on and Borealis I ready to splash, it finally felt like we were turning a corner. We knew there was still plenty of work ahead of us. In fact, some of our biggest challenges were still waiting to be discovered. But after months in the shipyard, getting back on the water felt pretty good. Looking back, everything you've seen in this episode was really just the beginning. Fortunately, we didn't know that yet, and honestly, we're probably better off that way. People often ask if buying a boat sight unseen was worth it. Ask us on the day the holding tank overflowed, the steering barely worked, or we found ribbon wrapped around electrical wiring, and you probably would have gotten a very different answer. But standing here now, I'd say absolutely. Besides, if everything had gone according to plan, we wouldn't have nearly as many stories to tell.
If you like this video, please like and subscribe and leave us a comment.